We got multiple Padres injury updates to get to, and let's talk about the implications for the Friars that these could have down the playoff stretch and into the postseason. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. Thank you very much for tuning in to one of the internet's most mediumously okay Padres show. If you want to drop a comment on anything injury-related right now, that's great. Love to talk to you about that. Also, if there's anything that you want to see a video on, drop a comment. Love to talk anything Padres. I always ask at the end if you could subscribe. It would be much appreciated, but if not, zero worries. Going to be here blabbing on about San Diego Padres baseball all year long. Let's talk about this. This was an interview yesterday, pre-game one of the Dodgers series that Mike Shildt, the manager, gave, and he was asked about Jackson Merrill and Michael King. And I got to break down all of this for you in terms of what he said, but I want to remind everybody that this is being said and discussed while after last night's results, Padres are dead even for first place in the NL West. So I want to talk about these injury updates, and I think they are stressful and ominous and probably not the best news ever. But I also do want to keep in mind that we are talking about a team that just pulled even with the Dodgers with less than 40 games to go in the season. So balancing it out, starting with Jackson Merrill, he's the sweetheart, darling center fielder of the San Diego Padres, somebody who started hot, got a little nicked up during the season, came back, and then largely cooled off. Like these numbers are still serviceable, good center fielder. He is a great defensive center fielder. All in all, a net positive player, somebody that the Padres want to have, but has not repeated his what should have been Rookie of the Year campaign. But that being said, he's still our best center fielder option. He has been gone now, though, for a minute, with the Padres having him just listed as day-to-day with a bone bruise spur. And that's the same thing that Shildt said last night, was just this indeterminate, he's feeling better, but no decision on the IL. And there's a lot of speculation about yesterday being a day where the Padres could place him retroactively on the IL, and he could still come out in time to important series, yada, yada, yada. Reading through this AJ Cassell tweet, the Padres have been content to play a man short, is what confuses and frustrates me on all this. Because I do get that day-to-day issues can pop up and be hard to, you don't want to overreact and be like, oh yeah, like Merrill, get out of here, 2 weeks. And we don't have the depth in the minor leagues to just be like, next man up, you're out. Like if this was Hayward or Gurriel or someone like that, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like we totally can. I get where you don't want to replace Merrill because you can't, in aggregate, we don't have a minor league piece to replace Merrill. But I also, the playing man down kind of just confuses me because it feels like, I get that baseball doesn't have the pitcher hitting anymore, so there's not a full need every single day for, what about these different permutations of all these different pinch hitters and yada, yada, yada. But also at the same time, why not prepare for that? Why not be ready for that? My only thought can be that what the Padres consider tangible improvement is that he is, he's good to go if it was last man standing and we had to throw him out there to do something for whatever reason. A brawl ensues, a bunch of players get ejected. I get it. We're not going to have the pitchers hitting anymore, so we don't necessarily need him. But I can only assume that if he has not been sent down to the IL, they're just like, okay, one of these days, the therapy, the treatment, all that is going to work out better. Having Merrill back is great, but if the Padres are playing man down and still hanging in there, because I will remind everybody, even though it doesn't have us in first place, this is beautiful to look at. This is fantastic. So the Padres as a team, it's hard for me to make sense of all this because we're talking about Jackson Merrill as one of the injuries. And then the other one is Michael King, who had a great start to the season, went on the IL for a ton, came back, was all like, boom, 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 we're doing this. We're putting the bands back together for the starting rotation. And then he goes back on the IL. In this interview, Shildt said that Sunday, so that's August 24th, I'm not going to say tomorrow or yesterday, depends on when you're watching this video, but August 24th, King is going to get a simulated start at Petco, and then they're going to, quote-unquote, go from there. So the major updates right now, to me, are that neither of our two dudes that we are really focused on the IL really have any actual return date, but also them not being put in any negative, like, oh, we're not going to see them again category, does, to me, seem to indicate that we're going to get them back this year. The Michael King stats are good, but they're not otherworldly, given that really he hasn't had enough start. Like, these are good numbers, but these are not good numbers for this late in the season. These are good numbers for 10 starts into the year. Looking back at the fact that, like, it's so beautiful and I like checking in on it. The Padres are technically a tied for first place team right now. And this is where we turn the ends of these videos into always community therapy sessions where we can all discuss this. Do you want these guys back? Do you need these guys back? Do you not have any interest in these guys coming back? I think we want these guys back. I think we need Merrill back. Because I just don't, like I said, he's good. He's a more than average defensive outfielder, and he's good on the offensive end. I don't know about King. I think we want King back. I don't think we need King back, just given that we've gotten to this point in the season, sans Michael King. Adding these numbers would be great, but I'm curious if you can even add these. Like, do these numbers still exist after both a knee and shoulder issue during the course of the season? As a side note, I will say this is not an injury update. This is just the Christian meanders into his own little thoughts about the Padres. I'm actually okay with the more time Michael King wants to spend on the IL. And hear me out in this. He is one of the two guys that we talked about between him and Cease that were like, oh yeah, they're going to be hard to keep because they're going to be free agent. King has a player option this coming off season, but King and Cease, they're going to go be free agents. They're going to be big ticket items. They're going to be hard to necessarily lock down for long-term contracts, given how much money the Padres have committed everywhere else. I don't know. I kind of feel like if you only got like 10 starts on a season, can you ask for $23 million? I mean, obviously you can ask for $23 million, but do you think you can reasonably expect to get $20 million, $18 million? Like, what's the number? I have done the non sequitur a couple times here as San Diego fans. We all know that, like, Drew Brees had a shoulder thing, went on to a Hall of Fame career post us being, as Charger fans, worried about it. That's apples to oranges a little bit. So I get that Michael King could still go on, but to me, if I'm being like kind of selfish, I would say let's let him miss as much of the season as possible. I don't know. Maybe not. Let me know what you think. It seems that we're getting both of these guys back on the sooner rather than later because the Padres have not had any clarity of moving Merrill to the IL, and they're willing to play a man down. And then the King thing, it's a knee issue that was a little bit of inflammation. I've seen plenty of comments saying, hey, everybody struggles with some knee inflammation, or they just did this to get him out of the Dodgers series. I can believe all of that on King. I think we get both of them back. I think the Padres are better for having both of them back, but I also don't think it's a red alert if we don't get them back between now and like the last couple of days of the season. Give me 2 starts for King, give me 5 starts for Merrill between now and the playoffs, just to get them, the juices flowing, the rust off and all of that kind of stuff, and consider me level and even. Drop a comment on all that or anything else, like I said, that you want to see a video. And if you want to hit the subscribe button, it would be fantastically appreciated. But if not, no worries. Andrew and I will still be here all season long talking San Diego Padres. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next time.